All right, I hope everyone is doing well. In this video, we're going to be continuing the Persona 5, the Phantom X content on the channel. The game's going to be releasing on Thursday, the 26th, and I'm hyped. I'm really hyped. I want to get my hands on the global version. Now, in this video, we're going to talk exclusively about the gacha system and one big thing. So, the P5X alert bot, which I've been following, did make a tweet like 4 days ago now, talking about that there's no pity, there's no 110 pity, and especially when I was reading it, I didn't have much knowledge on the game. I've been quickly learning about the game. And there is, in fact, still a pity. And we're going to give a lot of information about this. I've talked about it a bit in my previous videos, but there is some more info that the jocks decided to give. And it's time. I said I would make this video, so here I am to now make it. We're going to make sure you guys come out of this video understanding the pity, the gacha banner, as much as possible. So the jocks confirmed it. This was through some content creators getting early access. Global does not have the 110 banner. This is intentional. It was released before 3.0, so it should have been included on launch via the quality of life editions. Banners also last longer now. It's 4 weeks instead of just patch duration. So there's some things we'll break down, and I'm not going to confirm anything that hasn't been said, but I will give my thoughts on certain things. So when they say global does not have the 110 banner, this makes me seem like, when I saw this, I thought the 110 banner was like an extra banner that we're missing, but not really. It's just a different type of pity system, right? That's what I need to make sure is understood. Now, basically, to my understanding, they added all the QOL before 3.0, and they're saying that because we got all the quality of life, and this is a quality of life, it means they're purposefully leaving it out, and therefore never going to be coming. Now, this is not guaranteed the case, as Najox does say here. The 110 banner might not be there now, but that doesn't mean it can be added later on, or that they can't make a last-minute change on global build to add it. So it could come, but as of right now, we don't have that pity format, which we're going to explain very soon. By the way, do follow Najox. There's a lot of great tweets on Twitter. Definitely worth it. Now, banners also last longer now. It's 4 weeks instead of just a patch duration, which is pretty huge actually. So they're going to last way longer. When before, I think they were 3 weeks. So having 4 weeks is actually pretty big. It gives you more time for the units you want, even if realistically the units you want you're going to get quite easily unless you want everyone. So let's get into it. What exactly is this 110 pity that we were missing out on? And I'm going to be on Pridewin. Oh, wrong thing. That's not what I meant to put. So I'm on Pridewin, pridewin.gg. So go check the site out for a lot of Persona information. So let's go into here, and we could pull it up in game 2. But right now we got Akihiko out, and the banner I think started like 3 days ago. So it's like a 3-week time frame. I'm on the Taiwan version. Now there's 2 different pities. So this is basically what it is. Now, when they're saying there's not the 110 banner, essentially what I'm understanding it as is they kind of see it that they're calling it a banner because of the fact that it's 2 different tabs essentially, and each tab is a different pity. We're only going to have this one as it is on every single one of these banners, okay? So we're only going to have the bottom one, but I want to explain the one that isn't going to be here first, and then we're going to see how it compares to the one that we are going to get on global launch, and then we're going to give some more information so that it won't worry you as much. So basically, the pity, I mean, we could go in game actually. I don't know what I'm doing. Basically, we're going to talk about the yellow. So you're going to get 1 5-star every 110 pulls, but it's only a 0.2% rate. So that means, to my understanding, to get the actual featured Akihiko, it would only be a 0.1% chance of getting that. That's very low. That is very low. I think we all agree that is insanely low. 0.1% chance. You're basically not going to get them besides pity. However, there's no 50-50. So that means at 110 pulls, you're guaranteed getting Akihiko, right? So that's pretty huge. Now, we also have to keep in mind, save signature count between same system banners. So it's still going to transfer. Let's say you only do 100. Well, the next banner, you could get them in 10. Just like that, right? So that's pretty big. That is actually pretty big. Now, if we do get this on global, I do think that this pity system would just be what everyone would go for, right? I just think so, right? Like guarantee at 110, even if you're not getting it beforehand, I think most free-to-plays would choose this because you're going to save out on pulls compared to the other one, which is the one we are going to get. And this is a 50-50 at 80 pulls with 0.8% chance, which means Akihiko is at 0.4. 0.4 honestly is not that bad when I think about it. I would say 0.4 is decent. I mean, I played a lot of gachas, and I think I'm just comparing it a lot to like Dokkan and Legends and Dragon Ball Z Dokkan and the Dragon Ball Legends. And like 0.4 is good, but you do get, I would say, more pulls in that game, to be fair. However, you are guaranteed at 160, right? So hard pity is 160. So basically, if we had the 110 pity banner, well, that would mean we technically, counting hard pity, we would save on 50 pulls per banner. 50, which is a lot, right? So I would say that everyone agrees that the 110 is probably overall better, which is why they added it. It's nice that you have the chance, or like the choice and chance, right? But it's good that you have the choice to choose between the two. But I would say most people would choose the 110. I just think it would work better for most people. And then also, like, what's cool is that technically at 165 you have a second pity count, which is separate, right? And this is going to give you a standard. So realistically, if you lose every 50-50, it's just better to go on this banner because you have a second pity count at 165 that gives you guys a standard unit, right? So that is also permanent characters, so a standard. So that's the thing. I think we have to keep that in mind, and that we don't have the 110. However, there's some things that they also, or that the jocks did say. And basically, was it this one? Or where was it? I think I saw, oh yeah. So basically, they say here they've already made accommodations with the fact that the banners wouldn't be there in mind. So basically, to my understanding, how this is kind of worded is that there's accommodations like in terms of like currency and shit like that were made because the 110 pity banner is in there. And the thing is with this game is you're already getting a lot of currency. About every month, you could expect about 100 pulls, right? And it's obviously going to depend. I'm also like technically not counting dailies and codes. So damn. The Ontarian just came out. I'm not even from Ontario, but I said the way I said, if you're a Canadian, you know. But anyway, you're gonna get around 100 pulls per month, and because now they might even give more, and there's also the fact that the banners last a month, so getting the units you want is still gonna be fine, right? I do think that if we're being just objective here, it sucks that there isn't a 110 pity. However, if they're doing accommodations, does it really matter? Like if we're gonna get more pulls, if the banners are gonna last longer, I do not think it matters because of the fact that we're still gonna be fine on getting the units we want. So yes, it is gonna be like to get the featured unit, it's gonna be 0.4% out of the 0.8, right? And that's fine. Now there is also weapons, which I think having the 110 would have been nicer, including weapons. However, one thing I do gotta say is that there is also the fortune, like it's very fortunate that Joker, right? He doesn't need his weapon, so it's a very easy go in, go out, right? You get his character and then you just save. And his banner's out for a month, which is going to make it very easy, and it's going to make the next units easy, right? So if you're getting, I mean, on launch, we're probably going to get a lot of pulls. I mean, considering that on like some of the versions, you're like on average, you're getting about, I would say, like if we're being real, like 8 to 9,000 per 2 weeks, right? And if you consider that a multi's 1,500, this is a lot. Right? Because then you go on 2.1.3, and then how much is this free to play? Then it's 6K, right? And this is, remember, not counting gift codes and dailies. So keep that in mind. And then we go on, and then there's more. And then, okay, so we check here, then it's 8.5, right? So that's the thing. That is a very big thing to keep in mind, is that there's a lot of currency that you could get, more so than other games. So when you hear the chance between a 110 guarantee or 50-50 of 160 total, I think in other games it is fair to say that the 110 would have been better. However, because you're going to get more pulls than other games on average, right, I would say that you're fine on really going a free-to-play route in this game and having an enjoyable time. However, if you want to be annoyed and angry at the devs for taking it out, that's fine. But because it seems like they are doing accommodations, as Najox is saying, I think we will be chilling on that. And then there's also the fact that day one, I mean, you're going to get 3 of the 5. I think it's 5, right? Standard banner SSR, 5 stars, right? You're going to get, sorry, I went to the wrong one. So you're going to get these guys for free. You're going to get Ryuji and also Morgana. And Anne is still pretty fucking good, all things considered, on CN 14 months later. So because of that, I would say that it's not a very pay-to-win game. This does not make it pay-to-win. Now, can they add it later on? Yes, because I think the JP version had the 110 banner added like 6 months in. So we'll have to see. Of course, that was a different scenario because they probably didn't have all the other quality of lives. But I don't think that them taking out the banner, this type of banner, is going to be that bad. Especially when you consider they're not trying to rush the schedule. So we're going to pretty much consistently be behind of the other versions. So that's fine to me. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of how the banners worked. Well, mainly the character banners, and the fact that there's no 110 pity is not the worst thing in the world. because we get a good amount of currency, more so than the other mainstream Hoyoverse, and also I guess we could consider Kuro Games mainstream titles, and also because of the fact that they give a lot of free 5 stars already. And there's always the possibility, and I would honestly say they're probably going to add it in the future, especially if a lot of people get angry at no 110. However, I think people are not even going to get angry when we're going to get a pretty decent amount of pulls, so I think that's fine. Now, let me know what you think. Obviously, this is my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think about there not being the 110 banner. I'm personally thinking like a couple months in they'll add it, but you guys let me know what you think. Thank you for watching the video. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Have a good day.